Hey guys, Martial Arts Militia here. My name is Matthew. And today's video is going to be an unboxing of the HK P30SK. Now I would like to apologize in advance. I know it's been about 2 months since my last video. A lot of stuff's happened. I've switched jobs. I was working at the behavioral health clinic before for 2.5 years. But after a while, there really wasn't any promotions. You couldn't get promoted. You couldn't really get any higher. I could do more work for the same pay. I was lowballed when I first signed on, so I did ask for a more fair wage. That was declined. I said, okay, no problems. And then I just applied to different places, and I was able to get one at the county sheriff's office. So we just got done with the classroom training, which was horrible. I mean, it was okay, but after 5 weeks, you're kind of like, man, I want to get out of the classroom. So we're finally on the floor, and it's good. I was 1 out of 8, chosen out of 156. So that's like the top 5.12%. So pretty good. Things are looking up, much better pay, much better benefits. Hours are long. So we have like a long week and a short week, and 12-hour shifts. 1 week you'll be like 3 days working. No, 1 week is like 2 days working, and the next week is 4 days working. So it's pretty 5 days working, sorry. 2 days 1 week, 5 days second week, and then it'll just switch. So 1 week's really easy, 1 week's really hard. So that's okay though. It's a lot better. I like where I'm at. So that's why it's been so long since I made a video. Things might get a little better, just because it's the shift is 2 on, 2 off, 3 on, 2 off, 2 on, 3 off. So I'll have a lot of time. Maybe I can make more videos, things like that. But yeah, things should be looking pretty good. That's why I've been AWOL for so long. But as I mentioned, this video is an unboxing for the HK P30SK. Before we get to it, I did want to kind of go through the most recent last MAGApaloozas that HK was promoting. So the first one, if I have my dates right, it occurred on October 15 to December 31st, 2023. And that was when, if you bought a P2000 or any of the VP series, you'd get $200 in HK bucks. They advertise that as 4 free mags, because each magazine's $50, so if you got magazines, 4 free mags. With that one, I did end up getting the P2000. And the reason why is because I'm more of a hammer-fired guy than a striker-fired guy. So I went with the P2000. I put in the rebate, and the rebate went through just fine. I think you guys have seen the gun already, but yeah, P2000. There you go, P2000. That's what it is, I do remember saying that even though it says it's free magazines, you do pay for shipping. So I think the shipping was like 20 bucks. So even though, yes, I got 4 free magazines, they're right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I got them. It was just fine. You just paid for shipping, so it's not technically free, but free enough, I guess. They held their bargain. It was no problem. The SKU I got for the P2000, it is 81000042. That's the decocker model. You get 3 13-round magazines. You can see them right here. So there's 1 in the gun, and then you got 2 on the sides. So yeah, 3 13-round magazines. And then it also has night sights. And that SKU is still available. So if you wanted to get that, you could today, right now. Now the second MAGApalooza that HK did, it was from January 1st to March 31st, 2024. That one you could get any series in the P2000, the VP, or the P30, but not P30SK. For that you would get another 200 HK bucks, which again is $50 per magazine, 4 free mags. With that one I got the P30L. So I got the P30L. because I felt that the regular is similar to the P2000, so the P30 regular, I think it's pretty close to P2000, no reason for me to get that, especially with the decock button, they both have that. And then, of course, it's also one of John Wick's guns, the P30L, and then I wanted to use the extended magazines on the P2000. So I ended up getting 4 of the P30L magazines, they're right here, see them right there, there you go. And then the P30L, right here. So you also got 3 17 round magazines. So you got 2, oh sorry, one's behind here. There was no spot for it, so I just put it behind this phone. But yes, it is 3 17 round magazines. The SKU that I got for that, it is 8100120. That is for the decocker model. You get 3 17 round magazines and night sights. That is unavailable on the HK website, but that doesn't mean you could get it somewhere else, you know what I mean? So even though HK isn't offering this, somebody probably bought it, so you can still get it, you know, from like a seller or gun broker. I'm just saying it's unavailable on their website. So as long as you got that number, 8100120, you could still find it on gun broker or some private seller, okay? The only difference is that they seem to have changed 3 mags for 2. So as I said, this one gets 3. I think their website changed it back to 2, so whatever. HK's business, same dealio, put in the rebate, pay the shipping. You get the magazine, you just gotta pay the shipping. Now the third Magapalooza that HK hosted was September 1st to October 31st, 2024. And here they added the USP, HK45, or P30 series, which includes the P30SK this time. This time we'd only get 150 HK bucks, so I think they were starting to feel them COVID prices. For this one, I got the USP 9C because I assumed that the P30SK was a subcompact, and my experience with subcompact is the Glock 26 Gen 4, which my pinky is hanging off, and I already have little girl hands, so I mean that's pretty impressive for me to still lose a pinky, you know. So I wasn't really a fan of that. That's why I kind of just overlooked the P30SK, even though it was an option. And the USP 9C with the 150 HK bucks, so I lose a magazine. I did end up getting 3 USP 9C mags right here. Again, pay shipping. And then this is the gun, of course, itself. USP 9C. Whoa, whoa. So magazine, gun. So 3 mags. The SKU for this one I got was 8100330. That is the safety decocker model. It's 3 13-round magazines and night sights. It is unavailable on the website. Once again, you could probably find that private seller or a gun broker. Just get that SKU 8100330. And again, they seem to have changed 3 mags for 2. Now that's the safety decocker model. I did end up sending that into HK to have them change it to a I forget, it's like a V3 or V4. It's like a decocker only for the left hand because I'm left-handed. Let me actually show you what I'm talking about. But so it's, you can see that the there's no lever here for right-handed people. It's over here for us left-handed people. Okay, and so it doesn't do anything here unless I got the gun and I can decock it. That's it. I'm good to go. So that's what I have them changed to. They did that, it's no problem. And yeah, they gave me back the base plate too, or whatever the thing is, what they call the plate. Right here, they gave it back to me. So if I want to change it back to V1 or whatever it is, I could. I went with this because you can change it to, it's pretty modular. You can make it like a V1, V2, so basically like a SAO, DAO, SADA in left hand or right hand. So it's pretty, that's the reason why I got it. A lot of options, you know. So that was the third Magapalooza that I fell to. And then this one is the fourth one. So this Magapalooza, it was from April 28 to July 31st, 2025. And you could get only the HK45 or the P30 series, including P30SK. Here they really felt the COVID prices because we just dropped down to 100 HK bucks. 50% cut, damn. So with these two options, I didn't really consider the HK 45 because there's nothing wrong with the caliber. I didn't grow up on it. You know, my master, he was a cop, so he used 38 special, so I like 38 special. And then of course when the departments moved to 9mm, he likes 9mm. So what do you think I learned? 38 special 9mm. Okay, so that's it. Never used a 45. Except for cowboy guns. I did do cowboy shooting. I do like that. I do use 45 Colt, but not for fighting, for fun. So I don't really think of 45 caliber as fighting. You know, I think of it as a fun caliber. But nothing against it. It's a perfectly fine round. I mean, if I had money to burn, I'd probably get like a Colt Model 1909 45 LC double action revolver. I'd probably get a Smith & Wesson Model 1917 45 ACP revolver. So you know, it's not no bias, no discrimination. I like it. It's just, you know, it's a fun gun to me. It's not a fighting gun in my mind. So in this case, you know, I only looked at the P30, but you guys know I already got a P30L. I really need a P30SK. Well, the question comes down to, if I had a choice, would I have ended up with the P30SK or would I have chosen the P2000 if I got the option, right? So since I don't have those guns at the time, I only had the P30L and the P2000, those were the only two guns I could compare it to, okay? And so basically what I discovered, if I had to choose between the two, would I have gotten the P30SK? So the first thing I looked at was, you know, do I need the subcompact or not? I looked at Handgun Hero, and it's not, the P30SK is not as subcompact as I thought. I thought it was like every other subcompact I had, which you always lost the pinky. And even on the 12 round magazine, which is the smallest one, I can still get my pinky on there. But as you can see, they really made it so that, you know, they made the base plate so you could put your finger on there. So it's kind of cheating. But no, typically you could. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe it's not that bad then, you know, because I do shoot the Glock 26 Gen 4 with the pinky off, and it's not preferable, I would say. So looking between the P2000 and the P30L, which I had, you know, would I have gone with the SK subcompacted either one? And my observations are as such. I felt that the P30L had a better trigger than the P2000. That's just my feeling. If it was if it was better, it wasn't by much. You know, so we're not talking about enough of a difference to make a difference. The mag release was much better on the P30SK or the P30L, and the reason was because the prongs, they're on top. You know what I mean? So these, and they're longer too, you know, so it's easier to hit, easier to actuate. Whereas if I look at the P2000, I go back and find it, it's very small tabs, very small tabs to hit. Again, I can do it if I focus on it, but as my master would say, gross motor function for martial arts. Okay, that means that you want to choose weapons, choose defenses that are gross motor function. You know, a lot of space for success and error, essentially, right? Whereas a fine motor function, very little space for error. You know, you basically have less chance to mess it up, so it's not as applicable to like a general population you're teaching for fighting. You know, and again, we're just talking about mag release, and once again, if you train this out, not a big deal. Just objectively between the two, P30SK was better. Now the P2000SK also has no stock mags greater than 10 rounds in 9mm. This is more of a political thing for me. So, you know, most, we call them commie states. Most commie states will limit you to 10 rounds. So a bunch of people who have never fought to protect themselves or fought to protect anyone else seems to think they know better than what you need to save your own life, right? And they always limit it to 10. No good reason for it. I do think the P2000 could have more than 10 because it's too similar to the P30. That means they were just bowing down or kneeing down to people who, again, live in gated communities, hired personal security. You and I can't do that. We gotta be our own security, but they want to legislate on us, and then nothing happens to them. So it's really just a political thing that I dock them a point, because there's no reason for you, if you do what they want you to do, they're gonna, if you let them oppress you, they'll oppress you more. So why would you pay for that? You know, that's kind of my feeling on it. So it's not a technical reason. And again, Paul Harrell would say 10 rounds is enough. But I'm just saying, if you could have more than 10, even 11, I'd give you my money just to troll you, okay? Like, why do we let people who have no idea about fighting or protection legislate over us? You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, because it's 10 rounds, it's a political thing, and I don't want to support that. So you lose a point. P30SK, the one that I got, you can get one 12-round magazine and one 15-round magazine. Again, so they do not care about playing political games there. So not a technical reason, just a political one. Next, the P3000SK only has backstraps and, the P2000 only has backstraps in small, medium, large, and extra large. Now I'm assuming the P3000SK does, but then upon like the website, I tried to look, the P2000 didn't say that it came with backstraps, which mine does. So, you know, if they didn't say that mine had it, then, you know, they're not going to say anything about the P3000SK, so we have to assume they get backstraps too, but it's just, you know, I think I have the small one there, so medium, large, extra large, it's all here, right? But again, I don't have the P3000SK, so I don't know. Some forums on the internet do seem to indicate that there's only medium and large, and that may or may not be true. I can't confirm or deny. But if you need the P2000SK smaller than medium, it's not possible. And if you need it bigger than large, it's not possible. So I would definitely check out a friend who has it and see if those backstraps are okay or they don't work for you. But I can confirm with you that if you get the P2000, you will get small, medium, large, and extra large, no problem. Now the P30SK has backstraps and side panels, but they're only in small, medium, and large. So those are basically the major differences between the P2000 and the P30. And so since I had more pluses with P30, I justified like, yep, I can go ahead and throw money at it, or maybe I should say burn money. So I did, and I bought the P30SK. I bought that in May, 6 months ago. I know, guys, I'm busy, okay? I'm busy. What do you want me to say? I'm busy. But yes, here it is. So P30SK, this is the gun I got because I justified it, I guess you could say. Made it up and justified it to myself. Here's everything it comes with. Just getting rid of the paperwork. And there she is, P30SK. There she is. 15-round magazine here, and then 12-round magazine in the gun. So again, if we look at it to the P30L, since I got them all, might as well compare. It's basically just a mini-me. Just a mini-me. Just a mini of the P30L. So they both have that excellent mag release. Very easy to hit. You know, very positive, very good. We got that double slide stop. We can do it for lefties like myself. They're both decocker on the back. So if the gun was cocked, you could just hit that decocker down and it will put the hammer down. So very, very neat. Now the P12-round magazine here, you know, it's got my pinky on there, that's good. The 15-round magazine has quite a spacer on there, but just to, I don't know, make up the room, I guess. You don't have to. There you go. Now with the 12-round magazine, it's pretty obvious that this is not going to fit in the USP9C or the P2000 because it's 12 rounds, and those guns are 13 rounds, so it wouldn't work. Now, I did think about the 15-round magazine because it's more, so it should work, right? And I tested it out, and there's a couple of things that has to happen in order to make that work. So let me grab a P2000. This is basically the same as the USP9C. And it's not going to fit because, well, you got this giant ass spacer. Duh. Now you can take the spacer out. Let me get a little bit of a punch. A little punch in action in here. If you take the spacer out, you'd think, right? Let me hit him again. Hey now. You'd think it would work just fine. So here's what, blah. Okay, but then nothing's going to don't know if it'll stay. I don't think it'll stay. Let me actually try. Because you would think that it needs that spacer. Oh, there we go. So there you go. Took the spacer out, right? And you think it would work? Damn. Damn. Well, it doesn't. But you see how close it was? And then next I was like, well, let me try without it to see if it'll click at all. Damn it, I hate it when it gets caught in the thing. So just see, like, well, will it work like this? It does. Holy cow. It snapped in there. So then I was like, okay, so it's not the base plate. So let me try. I took out one of the base plates on the magazines. And I just wanted to know if it would work on this. So again, it's still the 15 round magazine. I'm just changing the base plate to a P2000 or USP9C. And it'll work. So basically, the 15 round magazine of the P30SK can work in the USP9C and P2000. You just have to change out the base plate. Which, I'm sure you figured it out by now. I ended up using that for the $100 HK bucks. I bought another 15 round magazine. And then I bought two base plates. It's like the USP, yeah, it basically goes with both USP 9C and P2000 base plates, so that both of those mags can be used in my other guns, basically. So that's gonna make my range report pretty easy. Granted, I think it's gonna be very easy because with all these magazines, like, geez, I think I have 21 or something, or 22 together. It's almost a little bit unnecessary. Bear with me here as I try to just put back I'm just trying to put back the magazine for, put back the base plates for, damn it, I gotta look at this. I'm blind, you guys. It goes that way. Really? How does that look? Odd to me. Oh, it's upside down. It's upside down, you guys. But yeah, so if you want to put it back on, I mean, I guess you don't have to, but you should. I'm just thinking on the P30SK, you don't have to, but I don't see why you wouldn't. Let's see if I can snake this back in here. There we go. Okay, damn. Talk about difficulty. So yes, that's what I spent the 100 HK bucks for the P30 on. I just spent it on buying another 15 round magazine and then two of these base plates so that I could use, what the hell did I, so I could use both those magazines, the USP 9C and the P2000. Finally. All right, well, what is there to say? Magazine adaptation compatibility. Again, they all work with each other. It just can't be a shorter magazine and a longer grip gun. So the P30 will be able to use anything, right? It can use the USP 9C 13, it can 13 round magazine, it can use the P30L 17 round magazine. Now with the issue with that too is if the magazine is longer than the grip panel, if you shove it in too hard, it could damage, I think it's the extractor. So if you do this without anything, you have to be somewhat conscious not to over insert. Otherwise you can get an X grip and it will take care of it for you by having an adapter like this. So you put that over the 17 round. Am I looking at it right? Let me see. Yes. So you can put that over. And then you can just go right there. Then you don't have to worry about over insertion because it will block it off enough, basically. It's not a problem. Then they also have one for the US P9C and the P2000. We'll get that gun out again. Here we go. So if you wanted to use it in a USP or P2000, once again it sticks out. So be careful if you don't over insert, otherwise you can just have a grip adapter. Put that over. And you don't have to carry anymore because it's not going to over insert. So yes, all the magazines work together as long as they go from long magazine to short grip. 13. All right, now the last thing I want to talk about is that people will usually consider the P2000 because it's the smallest out of the P30SK. So between the two, people will say the P2000 is smaller. And with all things being equal, that's probably true. However, I did put the smallest back panel, back strap, on the P2000. And I put the smallest back strap and side panels on the P30SK. And honestly, they're pretty close to the same. You know, rough estimate, I would say, you know, the width around is about 5.375 inches. If the P30SK is a little bigger, it's like barely a little bigger. But I would say if your only excuse is that you want the smallest gun, you're not gaining that much concealability. You know what I mean? I mean, the ultimate answer, if you're deciding between the P2000 or P30SK, P2000SK or P30SK, you just have to get both guns. Like, get somebody who has both and try them both. Or go to a gun range and try them both. That'd be the best thing. But yeah, if the only plus about the P2000 is that it has the smallest grip, you can pretty much replicate that with P30. So if that's all you care about, I'm just saying. I couldn't find too many pluses myself, but that's about all I got to say about the P2000. Oh my gosh, my brain is gone. The P30SK, you know, hopefully I will get to a range and see if I like it. If it's good, it'll probably be a pretty good EDC gun, because currently mine is a Smith Bodyguard, because you guys know that gun proved itself, and it's been pretty damn good. You know, I like carrying it with me most days, and it helps that it's so concealable. I want to carry it every day. So I think next I'll try to do a range report for the P30SK unless something else comes up. If you guys have any questions, just let me know in the comment section below. Other than that, well, hey, glad to be back, and when my hectic schedule gets a little less hectic, then maybe I can put out more videos. So you guys have a good day, and take care now, okay? Bye now.
You learned martial arts! Martial arts, go!